Hey y'all, Bloodwing here. I'm going to dispense with the normal intro and music and all of that because I just want to get into this and get this done. This is a video I've been thinking about doing for a couple of weeks. Keep talking myself out of. But I've got to the point where I just really got to get it off my chest. Lately, for like the last couple of weeks, I've been seeing a whole lot of drama going on between people that I call friends. Now, I'm not stupid, and I'm not one of those people that's, can't we all get along? Because I know that's not going to happen. Well, we get too many personalities, too many different opinions, even among our own communitay, that that's just not going to happen. And that's not what this video is about. There's going to be conflict and there's going to be drama. But it's how we handle it is what I think sets us apart. After all, aren't we the ones that claim to be about, exchange, a free exchange of ideas? But that's not what I've been seeing lately. Mostly across Twitter, but on other formats as well. I mean, it's been to the point that I seriously wondered if there was a full moon. I didn't know. So I looked it up today, and no, there's no full moon. That doesn't start until, here it starts tonight, about 2 in the morning, actually. So if it's this bad now, I don't want to see what happens through the full moon phase. And a lot of you may think you know who I'm talking about. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Because honestly, there's been so many instances over the last couple of weeks, so many people involved, that even if I wanted to, I couldn't point to any one or two people. And if I did, it'd kind of be counter to what I'm going to talk about in this video. I don't know how long this is going to be. It's unscripted. It's off the cuff. Just got to get off my chest. And if you're looking for short videos, I'm not sure why you're listening to me anyway. Because we all know that's not my forte. But I hope to make some sense. At the end of it, you may just be mad at me. You may just flip up the middle finger to me and say, up yours, old man. I don't have to listen to you. And no, you don't. You absolutely don't. But being older than most of you here, and I know that's the shtick I play off of, being the old man and everything, but I'm really not that old. 57's not that old. But it is old enough to at least, I should know better by now and learned a few things by this point. So hopefully what I do here is considered sharing a little bit of wisdom with you. At the end of it, you may say, you're just, you're out of touch. You don't know how the internet works. Bite me. I've been around the internet since 14.4 modems. Back when you used to have to pay for your ISP by the hour. That's right, by the hour. Which made you really careful on how long you were on it. And just how much you used it. And what you used it for. I consider myself probably more aware of what goes on with the internet and how it works than probably a lot of you, a third of my age. So I'm not as out of touch as you might want to believe. But anyway, let's get to this thing. Been a lot of drama. People back and forth. Like I said, mostly what I've seen has been on Twitter, but I'm sure it's been on other formats as well. And I'm just not about drama. I have a personal Facebook account, which I'm not going to share with you because it would dox who I am. And the only reason I keep it is to share pictures of my grandkids. Otherwise, I wouldn't have it. And I pay very little attention to it unless it concerns said pictures. Because even among my own family and my own circle of real-life friends, there's a whole lot of drama. And I just don't want to see it. I don't want to be involved with it. Don't involve me with your drama. It's not so much, as I said, that there's drama, because not everybody's always going to get along. There's going to be a difference of opinion. But it is about how it's handled. And the way that it's been handled lately, I blame entirely on the time that we live in. We now are in a time where we have a generation, an entire generation that has been raised on the internet and almost completely raised on social media. Some personal interaction skills have been lost along the way, I think. And it's become normal to just air all of our dirty laundry out there for everybody to see on the internet. I've been a little guilty of it myself. Some of you know I've shared some of my personal life on Twitter and YouTube. Maybe more than I should. But trust me when I tell you there's a whole lot more going on than what I talk about. I keep it close to the vest because y'all don't need to hear it. It's my own business. I remember having a talk with my girls some years back about a fight that was going on Facebook. And I just sat them down and told them, look, this doesn't need to be aired in public. This is family business. This is personal. And we here on this corner of the internet, this corner of YouTube in particular, our communitay, if you will. And you may hear the rain starting to pour. It's starting to storm here. But I'm going to try to get this out. But we here are kind of a family. A dysfunctional family, to be sure. But kind of a family. And some of the stuff that gets aired out in public doesn't need to be. As I said, I'm not pointing the finger at any one person. There's been a ton of it going on. Excuse me. You know, there's such a thing on Twitter as direct messages that can be just between you and the individual you're having a fight with. We don't all always need to know. There's ways to handle these things a little more privately without involving the entirety of the YouTube community or all of Twitter. This is what's bugging me. You're getting us all involved. And yes, people get involved because they see some of their favorites or people that are their friends getting in an argument, and they want to stand up for their friends, so they start putting in their 2 cents into Twitter, and then another person starts putting in their 2 cents, and before long, there's a great big falling out. Everybody mad at everybody. And it could have all been avoided if you'd have kept this stuff behind closed doors. All of your issues and all of your problems with other individuals does not need to be put on full blast on every social media that exists. And again, like I said, I blame this on the time that we live in. We just have a whole generation that's been raised on the internet and in social media, and they think that's the way to behave. And it's not. Honestly, some of you, I've just wanted to turn over my knee and spank because your behavior's been so bad and so terrible, like a spoiled child. We don't all always have to get along, because it's not going to happen. But use a little common sense, a little courtesy. There's a little thing called manners that maybe we don't get taught enough these days. No, this isn't BW wanting everybody to circle around the campfire and hold hands and sing Kumbaya. Screw a bunch of that. I enjoy a good Twitter battle with an SJW as much as the next guy. I've had fun in comment battles with them. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe we've all got so used to blasting the people that we're supposed to be coming out against that we don't know how to interact properly with each other. I don't expect that this talk of mine is going to stop any of it. Not going to cure it. But if I can just reach one of you to stop and think the next time you hit that tweet button, the next time you hit that comment button, the next time you think you've got to go on full blast and make a video about your problem with this individual or that individual, and so much of it has been so petty, just differences of opinion or differences in who you listen to, or even because you're friends with somebody that the other person doesn't like. Just so petty. Hey, if somebody comes out and calls you a pedophile or something that ridiculous and that terrible, then by all means defend yourself publicly if they do it publicly. But for just common disagreements, let's keep that crap a little bit more on the quiet. Huh? Let's behave like the adults that I know that we all are, and not a bunch of spoiled children. There's a lot of us that just really don't want to see it. I've already, a couple of months ago, I unsubbed from one person, and just 2 days ago, or yesterday actually, I unsubbed from another person that I'd been subbed to for a long time because I was tired of the drama. I know of people that have shut down their Twitter accounts recently because they don't want to be involved in the drama. Tell you a little story here, and then I'll probably wind this up pretty quick. It's no secret I live in a redneck ghetto. Yes, such a thing exists. A couple summers ago, I was sitting out on my back deck, and we were grilling some meat on the grill, as I recall. Some junior high age girls come up the street. 2 groups of them, about half a block apart. One group stopped a half a block away, and the other group stopped right next to where we were sitting on our back deck. I live on a corner, and there's a road that runs right by my house. And they started yelling things, using language that girls that age shouldn't even know, threatening to fight one another, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth it went. And the people that were on my back porch with me were starting to complain, and me being who I am, with absolutely no filter and blunt as the day is long, just hollered, "Shut up," because neither one of you is going to fight, neither one of you is going to do anything about it, and neither one of you is going to solve a thing standing out here screaming like a bunch of idiots in the middle of the road. So take that garbage and take it somewhere else, because I don't want to hear it. What's been going on lately on what I see on Twitter and YouTube and other social media is that exact same scenario. Just a bunch of junior high school girls shouting at one another who's going to beat one another up, when you know nothing's really going to happen. And you know that the rest of us just don't want to hear it. So hey, you don't have to take my advice. You can tell me to shut up. You can get mad at me. You can unsub from me. You can unfriend me and unfollow me on Twitter. All of those things are things that might happen. You can flip the bird. Tell me to get lost. You can totally disagree with me. I fully expect that. But I hope that some of you might listen to my advice, which comes from my experience in life. I've been here 2/3 longer on this earth longer than most of you that do what we do. The next time, before you hit that tweet button, before you hit the comment button, before you hit the render button on your video, take just another 5 seconds to think about it. And think, should maybe I be talking in private to this person instead? Well, I'm ranted out. That's all I had to say. You can take it or leave it. At this point, I'm upset enough with what I've been seeing. I don't really care. And like I said, there's a big storm moving in. I'm hungry. And I need a nap, which I'm going to take as soon as I get this uploaded. So take it for whatever you want to. Take it for what it's worth. But if you stick with me and you're around the next time, thank you. And as always, get out of my yard.